Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more Outlaws of Thunder Junction action. Today we are playing a deck I titled, I guess, Aggro Hate Scam, because this is the deck that I've been talking about where I wanted to put together something that hopefully will hate on aggro decks a whole boatload. The idea is that we're just going to try and dumpster them. And how do we plan to do that? Well, this deck, hopefully, looking at it, you asked the question, who hurt you? Because that was kind of the vibe I was going with. We have the main kind of like, we'll go through each part of the name. So aggro, hate is like the first part of it. So we're playing Elspeth Smite as a way to deal with like really fast attackers, 1 mana to remove something super efficient. We're also playing Sunset Revelry to hopefully hate on aggro decks by just, oh, you played multiple creatures, you hit us for some damage. Well, I'm going to make two 1/1s and gain 4 life. We're also playing March of Wretched Sorrow because this can gain us a lot of life and also remove creatures. So we're playing it for that reason as well. March of Otherworldly Light, also a pretty efficient removal, like can remove pretty much anything, but if they're playing an aggro deck, this is 2 mana to remove a 1-drop. That's still pretty good. 3 mana to remove a 2-drop. Exiles it is gone forever. It can also hit artifacts, enchantments, which gives us a little bit extra flexibility. We have Pest Control, because if you're playing Boros Convoke, I would love to blow up all your tokens as well as your 1-drops, which is like half your deck, and it will put a smile on my face. So that's the plan with that. We also have Bitter Triumph, just as like more removal. We're playing Bitter Triumph again because it's flexible, but there's a bit of a sub-theme here of reanimators, so we can actually discard a card and then reanimate it with Invasion with Tolvada. Now, we're playing 2 Marches here, and the first part of March, usually I feel like you kind of gloss over it, but the ability to exile cards from your hand to pay for it is pretty huge, and so that's why we're playing so many of these dual-colored cards. We have Pest Control, we have Invasion of Tolvada, and we also have Kaya. Kaya, super expensive, so if we have it in hand and we kind of just need to deal with something, we can go ahead and exile it. We won't really feel too bad about that, I feel like, because, well, we get to live, and Kaya may have been like several turns away, so making use of those cards in hand, being able to exile like 8 different cards to either of these seems really good. It also works well with Elspeth Smite, because Elspeth Smite requires target attacking or blocking creature, and it also requires them to die to 3 damage, so you can easily exile it to the March of Otherworldly Light, so kind of a low cost there. Also kind of works well with our Getaway Glamer here, so this starts to touch on the other part of the deck that this is we're kind of shooting to do, which is kind of abuse these prototype creatures. So prototype, you can play it for like a reduced cost, and you get like worse stats basically, but you have to also pay colored mana. So we're sticking in black and white here in the deck, Orzhov, with just these 2 prototype creatures. But the reason why Getaway Glamer works well with it is because Getaway Glamer has the first mode, which is exile target non-token creature. It returns to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of next end step. So we can exile one of our prototype creatures. We paid 3 mana to cast it, and then when it comes back onto the battlefield at the end of turn, potentially dodging a board wipe like Sunfall. So it's protection, but also gets us these massive prototype creatures. So we don't get back the 3 mana version of the prototype creature. We get the 7 mana or the 6 mana, and we're just playing the 2 best prototype creatures. Steel Seraph, absolutely goated. Phyrexian Fleshgorger, also goated. These creatures are good. So that's kind of the idea of the first mode of Getaway Glamer, is we can blink away things, we can blink away opponents' creatures, we can protect our creatures, but also it synergizes with our prototype creatures, so we get extra kind of value out of it. Now the second mode is removal. So again, we can just toss it over here into the pile of removal. It says destroy target creature if no other creature has greater power. So this might become less useful once we flip one of our prototype creatures, because we'll have like 7 power or 5 power, but when it is useful, 3 mana to remove anything is still pretty good as like a backup. And again, we can pitch it to the March in a pinch. So, you know, I guess there's not too much of a downside. And then more on the hate aspect of the deck, we're playing Concealed Flanker because if you're planning to play with your graveyard, we will flash this in and exile your graveyard. We hate you, and deal with it. So that's kind of the idea. Oh, I didn't even think about this. Getaway Glamer. The order of this spell matters because let's say the opponent has like we're playing against mono red. We played a Fleshgorger turn 3. Next turn they're swinging in with like a let's say turn 4 they like have a Kamano or something and they're swinging in with it. We can actually exile our Fleshgorger and then also destroy the Kamano because we can the Fleshgorger will no longer be on the battlefield and because it's exiled, and then we can destroy the other creature and we'll get the Fleshgorger back. So I think that will work with Getaway Glamer. We'll have to test it here in a bit, but yeah, Concealed Flanker. But yeah, we're playing on the hate aspect of this deck again with our other 3 drops here. Concealed Flanker can flash in to exile target player's graveyard. So if you're playing the Rakdos Joins Up combo, I would love to go say goodbye to your entire graveyard, and then also we can just flash it in to gain life, scry as a surprise blocker. Speaking of flashing in as surprises, we're playing Aven Interrupter. I have 2 copies of it. I'm going to try out these 2 copies of it in this deck because, well, it basically is a 3 mana temporary counterspell. The opponent enters the battlefield, exiles target spell, and it becomes plotted. So your opponent can't cast it that turn, but they get to cast it for free the following turn. But Aven Interrupter also makes it spells cast from graveyards or exiled cost 2 more to cast, so they actually have to pay 2 to cast it on a following turn. And then we're also playing Aclazots because when I think of mono black cards that are good into aggro, Aclazots is a great example of just like a really good card. 5 mana, 4/4 flying lifelink. Whenever we attack, the opponent has to discard a card. And then if they kill it, we can get this land that we can flip back into the bat. So really, Aclazots really good into aggro. So that's what we're doing here. Honorable mentions for good into aggro: Restless Fortress gains its life, drains them. It's a 1/4, so it's great attacker and blocker because it's not going to die usually. We're playing some shadowy backstreets. We're even playing Demolition Field. So if you like your lands, we're going to try and blow them up. This is full out mean deck. We'll see how we do. All right. This hand looks awful. We managed to draw 2 of our 7 drops. There's 2 Kai's in the deck. We drew both of them. I mean, we can try and count on the shadowy backstreet, but I feel like we should just go for a little bit lower to the ground hand. Soul Search, we can play turn 2, as well as the Bitter Triumph. Invasion of Telvada is kind of nice. Wondering if I want to keep the Soul Search or go for something. I see Nissa Avatar, maybe they're... I don't think the Soul Search will be as good. Actually, maybe it will. I can't decide. Alright, let's be sane and just get rid of the reanimation. Oh, it's mono red. Daring today, aren't we? Bitter Triumph. Don't really want to lose life, and I would prefer to see one of our other removal spells, honestly. This is a good test of the deck, but man, we really did not draw into a ton of our aggro hate cards. We got the Slick Shot Show Off out of their hand. Monastery Swiftspear, double play with fire. I don't mind the Swiftspear, the play with fires are worse. We get a... That's huge. That's actually huge. Getting a 1/1 here is huge. This forces them to play their play with fire at the creature. Actually, that's a lie. Slick Shot Show Off gets Menace and Trample with Demonic Ruckus. I'm already losing it. I think this is a worthwhile block. Maybe we should have held up removal for the Slick Shot. There's an argument to be made for this. I'll play the untapped land, and I think we gotta hold up Bitter Triumph. We can channel Iganja. And nothing they will do will pump up Slickshot's toughness enough to survive. I mean, they get a card draw here, it's whatever, but... Alright, we survived mono red, kinda. Oh, Phyrexian Dragon Engine. That's a spicy pick. I like it. We can kill the Dragon Engine, but then they can unearth it and draw 3, which is not really what we want to do. I think we want to get the backstreets going. Backstreet boys. I have two of these shadowy backstreets in the deck, and we managed to draw both of them. Alright, we don't mind if this Fleshgorger dies, because then we can reanimate it with the Invasion of Tolvada. I kind of would like to gain some life. Yeah, you're gonna pump spell it. Actually, no, this is... I think it's still worth. Wait, didn't have a pump spell? Wait, you should have done that next turn, I feel like. I mean, sure. I'm just gonna Bitter Triumph whatever you do here, to be honest. Two damage? Sure. I'm not gonna pull bait or something here. I can play Steel Seraph and then still hold up Bitter Triumph if we think we're gonna die this turn. Or I can get back to Phyrexian Fleshgorger and crush the will of my opponent to live. Yeah. Good luck with removing a 7/5. No, they could have Witchstalker's Frenzies, and if that's the case, we cry. Nope. Bye-bye, mono red. Bye-bye. Alright, this is kind of a keep. And kind of not at the same time. I mean, we have anti-aggro tech in hand. It's just, don't really like the fact that I don't have... I keep drawing into like multiple 5-drops in my openers. Kind of annoying. Opponent goes first. Those aren't words you really like to see, usually. We're just gonna cross our fingers. Human? Okay, mono white humans. That's huge. That actually might mean we're okay. This deck is very designed to hit on aggro, so we'll keep that. Very designed to hit on aggro. So we don't have actually many sweepers. Oh, no, I lied. It's Boros. It's Boros Convoke. Gosh darn it. It's fine. Sunset Revelry will get some value. Nice thing is they drew their Voldaren Epicures instead of the thing that makes clues, so we don't have to worry as much. Imidane's Recruiter, yeah, kind of annoying, but fine. I think we will go ahead and trade here. Opponent's gaining a lot of life, but we're not here to win the early game. We're here to steamroll slowly. Maybe. Maybe not. Do we play a card? Steel Seraph seems fun, but part of me wants to play Fleshgorger because then we can reanimate it later, and it's also life linking. So if our opponent like goes God tier Boros, like plays, I don't know. They could have played one of those things on the blood and then played another Immodanes, which would have been kind of gross. Can't really swing in, which is what we like to see. They can crack their blood token for something. Warden, that is problematic, but that's a 2 mana, you're gone, Warden. Go home. So we don't mind that, though they get the scry. We stopped an attack. Another scry is, it's not... Oh. Yes! I do love this. Oh my god. Bye. Come again. Oh my god, that's so disgusting. Like if they have an Imidane's Recruiter in hand, they can recover, or if they have, like, get into one of the Convoke cycles, or like they set up a Convoke, that could be potentially good, but that was... I'm sorry, I'm too busy laughing at your meta deck. Goodbye. No convoking for scries, that is not allowed. I don't think we need another land at this point. Lay the Steel Seraph, give the Fleshgorger Vigilance, the old Vigi, and swing. This is disgusting. I love it so much. Oh no, it's Oakazon. What will I do? Nah, yeah, good game. Surely we'll lose this next one, right? They can't all be playing Mono Red, Boros, Convoke, Boros Prowess. Is it Prowess? I don't actually like this hand. This hand somehow is worse, but is what it is. We get to surveil one, which is actually good. Mono black. Don't really want another Getaway Glamer. We already have one in hand. Works well with the Fleshgorger though. We do kind of got the thing set up. We do be doing things. Mono black. 0 action. Turn 1, turn 2. What could they... Liliana. Please don't be Liliana, but we can march a Wretched Sorrow it. It's just a Graveyard Trespass here. Cool. Do we deal with the Graveyard Trespasser? I'd love the march. I'm so glad we designed around the marches so heavily, because we could pitch the Bitter Triumph in a pinch. To deal with this all, but I think what I will do is I'll play a Fleshgorger so it's hard to remove. No, they could exile it after attacking in. Like, they'd remove it and then attack in, exiling it. Yep. They don't even have to target because Liliana is Liliana. I wish I soul searched. Misplay. I was a little eager to get the Getaway Glamer going, and I should have known and played a bit more patient here. Well, we can deal with both of these things, sort of. Get rid of Liliana. Alright. Show us what you got. If there's a Shieldred in there, we need it to go by. Path of Peril, there is a Shieldred. Yeah, you're gonna go to exile, Shieldred. Thank you. Soul Search. It's actually a pretty good card. Problem with this, they can tutor up Shieldred. They just can't cast it immediately. Or they could tutor up a Liliana, which would be kind of bad. Maybe Beseech was the right move, but honestly this slows them down. They can't cast it this turn. Because they would have probably just jammed Shieldred, and then we would have lost life. So I think still going for the Soul Search on Shieldred over Beseech is probably better. Though they could tutor up like Aklazotz, which would be not good, like really bad. Let's just hope they did not tutor up Aklazotz, like I was saying. I think we're actually gonna Bitter Triumph the Graveyard Trespasser, assuming they don't have anything more important. I'm glad the war doesn't get worse on this card. It's just the same on night and day. Wait, why is there like 3 things? Oh, day, night. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't like that. I really don't. Maybe I need to play some mono black. I don't know if I have any Lilianas is my problem. Whoops, I forgot to stop this. Not really any creatures, are there? Fine. And we don't really care about our graveyard here. Or discard a card. Yes. Ouch. Holy crap. Okay. Hand hate. One of the million things that like exile stuff in people's hands. Or one of the million like 1-drops that does this. Did I just drag it down? Felt like when I clicked it, it moved down. Like I had to click twice. Aclazotz is not what I want to see here. That is like my one. Please no. Yeah, we did kind of play into the Virtue, did we not? They had to use it. Okay. I would have liked the land, but to each their own. Oh, they can play the Virtue. Maybe we should be playing Virtue as well. Our deck's too full and we're built too much around the marches, I think, for it to be worth. We can get rid of the Virtue eventually with this march. It's just gonna be tough. Alright, Aclazotz. Huge. Huge, we got the land. Get our Steel Seraph. Or they could get the Graveyard Trespasser and start exiling things from graves. Don't think they really want to. It's funny, this is not a May ability. So it does say up to 1. There's like a... I think it's Phyrexian Fleshgorger is like the 2-mana green mana dork. I don't think it's a May on that card, so you can end up exiling your own cards. I don't think it says up to. Aclazotz. Not bad here. And we can get rid of the Steel Seraph. It's just gonna mean we need to hit like 2 lands. Interesting. Tune in. So if we get anything, we probably want to get rid of the Virtue Persistence before we get rid of any like creatures here. Deadly Cover Up. Exile the Bat. We only have 1 Aclazotz. It's kind of funny. It's a legendary. I'm not going to put more than 1 of them in the deck. What are you, crazy? No, I'm joking. I still do that. It's just the 1 of in this deck. Yeah, where my Aclazotz at? Okay. Yep. Ooh. That does work with this. We just need another white card or a land to stop this Virtue. Son of a... That's disgusting. I hate it. I really do. What are they gonna pick up? Steel Seraph 2, Electric Bungalow. I really don't want to exile my own Steel Seraph, but might come down to that. Though I wish our opponent had a faster plan to finish out this game, because I don't know if they're gonna be able to kill us super quickly. White card off the top would be pretty good. the white card off the top, but it's almost bad because it's like wait, oh, they exiled one of their, huh. So I could get rid of the Virtue here, or I could flash in the Conceal. I think we wait a turn. Like we can do either at instant speed, so just pass. Come on, opponent, you're supposed to be playing aggro deck, so you don't have this whole like grindy nonsense. Let the game be decided in the first 2 seconds. We had a second Steel Seraph? You didn't exile it like a million years ago? I hate everything. I mean, now that it triggers on the stack and we get rid of the Virtue of Persistence, it doesn't make a difference. But I kind of want to get rid of the Virtue of Persistence eventually. Alright, well, GG's. We screwed up. We should have gotten rid of it. There's nothing in my hand to exile. Get wrecked, opponent. I can do it better than you. I'm joking. We're actually getting owned by our own Steel Seraphs. Alright, I'm just gonna concede. This game's over. Alright, I see a Pest Control, but I see 3 tap lands. It's not ideal. It does say you go first though, so those are words I do like to see. That last game we weren't against mono red, so it didn't really matter. Doesn't count. Right? That's how this works. What are you up to, opponent? You can draw with Pest Control at instant speed by cycling it. You better not be playing artifacts. It can actually be kind of annoying if you are. I'm not gonna resolve something if I cast it, which makes me sad. I feel like I should try and develop the board though. I resolved it. Map tokens incoming. Alright, now I want to test. You can drag it. Okay, I wasn't wrong. Today I learned. Vigilance. Vigilance. I don't care about your planeswalkers. They're not going to kill my creature. Oh, oh, honey. Oh, honey. Get wrecked. Oh, they have to read the new card. They're like, huh? What? If they play another, I can Aven Interrupter it. Not really a good idea, but it would be kind of funny. Look, Steel Seraph is back. Look who's back. Back again. Guess who's back? Yeah, oh my god, these... this couldn't be a worse matchup to be... getting these Elspeth Smites. His opponent has done Jack. If cast 1 get lost on turn 4. Vigilance is OP, please nerf. Yep. No Wandering Emperor. Did we break the meta? Oh, this could be disgusting. Even interrupting their March of Otherworldly Light, so they have to cast it again. And it's an expel, so they don't get like the whole huge discount thing. That is... I think that should be That should be illegal. We just kind of like kneecapped them. They literally exiled a wandering emperor. Oh, it's too good. It's too good. I'm dying. I'm dying. It's just funny knowing we're countering some of these decks so hard. Ah, yeah, you got us. You got us there. They can only cast at sorcery speed. Sorcery. We're 1 mana off of Flesh Gorging and Kayaing. I kind of want to demo field them some just to screw with their mana. Though we'll also thin out our land drops. And I don't really want to run the Fleshgorger out right now. I think I might just demo field them. I should probably do it now, so they can't use the mana. How many basics you playing, huh? How many basics? We only have 2 demo fields. We literally drew both of them. I will definitely take that action. I will grab a white source. And then actually I'm going to hold up this demo field just in case they get a creature land. We weakened their mana slightly. Really quite pointless, but it's kind of funny. It honestly almost makes it worse for us because we have 2 7-drops in hand that we would like another land for. And we just removed a land from our deck, making it less likely to hit. Jace. Gross. I should have known from the avatar. Well, actually, I think I realized as soon as I saw the avatar we're playing Azorius Control. We're playing it against Azorius Control. Oh my god. Our reanimation spell. What the heck? It's not allowed. Sunfall. You crime. Please, for your creature, I want. Yo, thanks for the mill, bro. Thanks for the mill. They're gonna counterspell this though. Can we stop that? No. The short answer is no. Well, 1 less counterspell in hand. Let's go. Unless they have something to exile a graveyard. They could be playing Concealed Flanker. That is a card that does now see play in Azorius Control because of the amount of graveyard decks. Okay. Huh? They did not stop that, which is fun. I do like fun. 41 cards in deck. They're not close to milling. They could take down this Jace, mill us 3 times 3, 9, and then they could play 2 Jaces because they have, if they make a land drop, they could follow it up with 2 more Jaces, and then they can completely mill us out. No, that would be 39, and we have 41 in deck. So, in the ideal scenario, they could mill us down to 2 cards in deck. I'm not going for the invasion flip. I don't think it's worth it here. Yo, target my Phyrexian Fleshgorger with Jace. You won't? Coward? I mean, they could tap out and exile the Phyrexian Fleshgorger. They be flexing.
I will clear your mind.
With the March. They would just have to pay 7 and 7 life. There's the Restless Reef, or Restless Anchorage that I saved the demo field for. Emperor.
I'm not overconfident.
You're just underwhelming.
We must protect the people.
Please swing in. Don't use your brains. Damn it. Why are they using their brains? How could they? Awesome. Okay. Do we care about Jace? I think they probably want to keep their Wandering Emperor. So if we swing at Wandering Emperor, they'll double block, and then we can Elspeth Smite. Actually, we don't need to Elspeth Smite, and then we can just march it afterwards. Trying to think how to optimally. Maybe I swing at Jace, and they're like, we don't care about protecting Jace because it's one, and then I blow up Emperor with March. I'm trying to mind game them because they don't know we have removal for their Planeswalker. See? I mind game them. Mind controlled. Easy. Easy.
The knowledge we acquired is still valuable.
You can say the Elvis. These for the creatures. We can pay for a mana tax tithe. Mana tax tithe. Mana tithe. No.
Until next time.
We can
then.
pay for a counterspell there, so it's fine. Well, we murdered both planeswalkers, which is actually kind of good. I know I was kind of talking about it, not... Well, I think I may have said that I was like, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But it does. It does matter. One land off the top, and we can go off with Kaya, but going off with Kaya isn't great because our opponent exists. Wow. We've been going so long that the music paused and was like, you still there? Alright. Okay, I'm making a pause here. The opponent's taking their time. Alright, they move to attacks. Huh? Okay, I'll just... I mean, there's no reason not to Smite, I don't think. I mean, we could demo field the Anchorage, but... You could play an Emperor and try and pump it, but still 3 damage, 3 damage. They might... I think they have Emperor in hand. This is a Soul Read. They have Emperor in hand. Because if they're playing 2 copies, they're probably playing 4. Sorry, 37 cards in library. If they have staring at 2 Jaces, they could get us to 7. Really need to finish this game as fast as possible. We might demo field and then tack in, depending on how things go. If we top deck something, we can like Kaya and then drain them. Or maybe Kaya draw and then play a... Okay, that works for me. That works for me. You had one in like the free zone that you could cast at sorcery speed that you should probably have used, but hey, I don't write the rules. All right. All right. Bitter Triump's kind of nice. Doesn't really stop a Jace because Jace is broken. I hate Jace. It's one of my least favorite cards in Standard. My opponent played a land. Trying to make some pauses because I think they're going to be doing some thinking. They cast an instant speed march out of their hand instead of the sorcery speed march they have plotted. I just want to reiterate because I think it's strange. Alright, if you activate Anchorage, we can demo field it. And then we can grab a Plains and Elspeth Smite the 2/2. Wow. Popping off here. Really, truly. Kaya could be actually disgusting here. Despite playing so many duels, I'm surprised we have so many basics. Goodbye. I don't know why they attacked in. I mean, I guess I know why, but you're playing Jace, alright? There's no reason to swing in. You're at 5 life, you're gonna win by milling, but, you know. What do I know?
I can't stand by when evil threatens the multi. That's
We're just gonna win by taking up Kaya. That's the plan. Hexproof, so they have to play like an edict. And there's no board wipes that hit planeswalkers. Thank you, Sunfall, for being pretty much everything besides planeswalkers. I remember when that was a thing, just Sunfall and walkers. .decks. Hopefully you all enjoyed that last game as much as I did. Making a Azorius control player's mind melt when they couldn't just Emperor. Them exiling Emperor to their march. Oh, that was hilarious as well. We don't have double white, but hey, we've, oh my god. Please be the combo deck so I can just exile your graveyard. Please, please, please be combo. Please be combo. This is going to be one of the few times I say this. I want. Can you be a combo deck? I don't think we get anything out of the rivalry. Oh, it's a control deck. Holy crap. Get me out. That's so annoying. It is such a control deck. I can even interrupt their union just to slow them down, but I think we hit a higher prio spell. Might just cut Sills and Scry. Kutzil. They could counter the Kutzil, but that's like one reason we should have cast it before. But this means if they counter this, we can resolve Phyrexian Fleshgorger on our turn. Because now they'll be tapped out if they counter this. They let it resolve. Impulse. Okay. Interesting. A lot of cheap draw spells. Seems weird. We don't have a ton that hits planeswalkers, and our opponent is presumably playing control, so this March of Wretched Sorrow I think is something we want to keep. As much as it's like not very interesting or fun, I think it's a good move. At least the Sunset Revelries we can exile to the March of Otherworldly Light in a pinch if it becomes relevant. Also, these marches are amazing at dealing with manlands. 1 mana to just blow up your manland. Riffs. And you can do it even before they attack, so they don't even get the attack trigger. Okay, I like the marches. You got me there. But would have liked. They could exile the Kutzil with like a walker, or they could activate their manland and block, but that doesn't seem right because they would die. So I'm sensing a Wandering Emperor. I mean, we could stop it with the Ava Interrupter if we wanted, but seems like a bad idea. Giving them a free one. Okay. Interesting. We could have gained life with this. But if I cast this, how many cards do they have in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will cycle a card. What could they be resolving this turn? I'm trying to think. Because they're going to flash something in. Probably just an Emperor, maybe? And then they're just going to make a 2-2. Or they could Memory Deluge. And then Aven Interrupter actually craps on Memory Deluge. Because they cast it for free. And if they cast Memory Deluge for free, you don't get any cards. I mean, they don't cast it for free because soul read. I know the standard decks in and out. Now they only get to look at the top 2 when they cast it for free on this turn. It's not even for free because it's just a 2 mana. But we could also just like blow up our own Aven Interrupter if we were really feeling vicious, so that they don't get any value out of the Memory Deluge. It's basically 2 mana draw 2 at this point. which is really good, but it's not 4 mana. Look at the top 4, draw 2, and they already spent that 4 mana. 4 mana they're never getting back. Even Interrupter is actually kind of good into Memory Deluge. Didn't even think about it. It's also now sorcery speed. Again, making removal spells and counters sorcery speed makes them much worse, especially counters. Farewell, exile all creatures. You are dooming your Memory Deluge. Alright, sure. Yeah, there's not much I can do about that, but drawing into all the marches makes this end up being a much longer game, I think. Oh, did they realize that they completely screwed the pooch on the Memory Deluge? I think they did. That gives us nothing. Interesting. We pass. Again, another we've designed a deck purely for aggro decks. We win 2 games against aggro decks. Now it's Azorius. Is this actually the 3rd Azorius in a row, or am I bad at counting? Probably bad at counting. But alright, it was Boros, mono red, mono black, Azorius, and now it's Azorius again. Oh my gosh, can I draw a land? Probably should cut like 1 or 2 cards for, probably like 1 card for a land. 25 lander. Seems like right around the sweet spot. If they play a Memory Deluge, we can even interrupt it again. It's hilarious to me. Yep. Sweet. Alright, land. We like hitting land drops and passing turns. Opponent. Why are you playing? Okay. Sure. And we will proceed to say goodbye to that. Oops. Pay 4. Exile. Don't screw up the tapping. Oh wait, I can't tap. I should have exiled something else if I wanted to hold up other things, but it's fine. We can still hold up some removal. It's just we're gonna have to exile things from our hand. Like we didn't invade, exile it. It's just we can't use it. Even Interrupter. Just kind of sad. Syncopate. I mean, if they syncopate, we can still get rid of it, but just much less, much less good. We'd have to like commit the entire rest of our hand to it. We'd have to exile Invasion of Tawada and even Interrupter. Their deck is probably wholly built around Mindsplice, so it might be worth. Alright, opponent may have rage quit. We've gone through like several ropes. Finally unpaused it when I think it's about to finish. Yep. Are you there, opponent? Oh, they are there, so they just stewed in rage. I respect that. Honestly, I relate. Happens. I'm trolling. That was so annoying. Especially after playing one Azorius deck into another Azorius deck. Maybe our opponent isn't here? I thought I saw like their cards light up in hand, so I thought they were there, but now we're going through another rope. Is it a free win? I think it is. Kaboom. So lame. Whatever. Alright. Back at it. More. I don't like this hand, but we'll keep because we got the this Veil End. Opponent Demir. There's quarter of decks are mono red Boros and everything, and we get to play into another blue black X deck. Do we want to keep this? Sure. More things to play is good, I think. Discarding. We can actually blow that up with our Pest Control or our Otherworldly Light. Otherworldly Light is instant speed. Probably don't need the Aven Interrupter, to be honest. Not gonna lie. We'll march it if they play something relevant. Oh, Grixis. Grixis Crimes, eh? We will cycle and dodge your counterspell. We draw another Concealed Courtyard, which is kind of epic. Don't really want to play into a counterspell here. They might have like a flat. Nope, they didn't have a flash creature. It's kind of wild. I don't really want to do this, but I kind of want to make use of my mana, and maybe they tap out to counter this. Oh, it's just Memory Deluge. Cool. Ah, deep sigh of relief. We can resolve something. And it's gonna be a Fleshgorger, because Fleshgorger says, if you target me, I slap you. I spit in your face. What? Discard. Steel Seraph. That time. Marchesa. Mill one, lose one. Fine. Cool with me. The second time we played against like a mono black deck with a fair amount of discard, it feels like. Yeah, well, it was 2 tiny bone joins up. Fair amount of discard. They played 2 cards, but enough to make it kind of annoying in terms of recouping our hands. We don't have a ton of card draw. That's the kind of weak spot of this deck, it seems. Aclazotz is pretty darn good though. And they're not going to have any exile sweepers unless they're playing Deadly Cover Up. So they could get rid of Aclazotz permanently with that, but still, that means they're not exiling like Fleshgorger and we can reanimate it later on. Marchesa though means they're going to be getting some serious card advantage because we did not find any removal. And they have Long Goodbye. I think that's the only time that's like the only time I've seen that card, and it gets around the ward because it's uncounterable. Gross. That is kind of gross. You have a second Marchesa, you have a pump spell, you have a burn spell. I'm trying to think of what could be here. I mean, if they have a removal spell, they played this somewhat smart in the sense that they could get 3 free damage, but I don't mind 3 free damage. No, they don't. Okay. They did not have a removal spell. Alright, Axelot's get in there. Remove a card. Shelly. What do we want more? I think Fleshgorger. Wow. Okay, no counter spells. It is counterspell free today. Fleshgorger is huge. Like figuratively and literally. Huge creature, and it also is really big in terms of they can't long goodbye it anymore. We'll have to go for the throated. Get it? Because it's an artifact creature, and so you can't go for the throated, because go for the throats is still non-artifact. I tell hilarious jokes. That's 11 damage next turn. If we top deck a land, we could lethal, as long as they don't have counterspell or removal, or a flyer. This is the second time. I don't understand, but go chief. Alright. It's not gonna be lethal anyways, so I'd prefer to get the points or the tokens going. Sure, this might be like the greatest mistake of my entire life, but it is also potentially good. Because we get an enchantment, it's hard for them to remove enchantments, and this enchantment makes a lot of flyers. And it also buffs tokens. Tokens get +1, O, and lifelink. Invasion of Tovada is fun. Did we just win? I'm 31 life. Have at it. We demo field their land. Okay, we don't demo field their land. No, I think we still demo field the land. Oh, wait, I just realized maybe we should have swung face. Nah, it's fine. Opponent can't do anything about the thing, and I guess they're out of gat. I mean, they have... Whatever. Oh, no. I'm just clicking on... I'm trying to click on the game because I clicked on pause the recording and then clicked on the game and then bonk straight on the mulligan button. I hate everything. Alright, if we lose this one, it's on me. It's on me. We were on such a good tear. Oh my god. It's another blue X deck. Ah! Where's the mono red? We played against... I mean... Realistically, I think we've played... like a proportionally... Draw a free card? Don't mind if I do. We have flash, so... we don't actually care. So this does mean that if they didn't... okay, they didn't activate their lore master. They want to resolve some... another lore master. I mean, I can discard a card here, presumably. Okay, never mind. We'll just smite it. Ciao. Their deck is presumably built around these cards, so we probably want to get rid of them. But I am loving the card draw. I will say that, you know. Don't mind if I do. We will exile their graveyard because they're probably playing Haughty Jin. We can play out one of these Cutsills and go for it. They're literally just helping us. Oh, they went for the draw. I mean, if we resolve this, we can block the Lore Master and exile their graveyard. Or we can let them hit. Yeah, your graveyard, because you usually care about the number of cards in your grave. Counters your ability? Honestly, I don't even know if I care about the Lore Master. Sure. Honestly, I kind of like the card draw. Whatever it takes to get cards out of your hands. Yeah, we'll draw another and just discard down the hand size. Alright, next turn we can... ooh, I kind of like that. March. Yeah. Probably don't need as many demo fields. I'm loving this game. I love drawing cards. Opponent draws another card. Wild. Wild. I'm gonna do it again, opponent. Oh, they didn't go for it. I don't need to scry, so I might just go for the graveyard again. It seems kind of stupid to go for only one card, but assuming that they're playing Haughty Jin, I think it's probably worth. So they might be just playing like a mono blue, you don't do anything deck. It's tempting. It's so tempting. It's so tempting. Do it. can't stop myself. Hey, we got like plenty of things we can do at instant speed, so. 3 to the face. Impulse. Sure. Oh, look, it's the otter thing. Otter thing. Prairie dog. I know my. One is a land thing that goes through, swims through the land. The other one swims through the water. And they look similar. Right? Right? Kind of scared of what our opponent might be up to. They might be playing, what was it called? Hold. Cat surprise. I mean, if they could bounce it to our hand, I wouldn't mind that either. Again, I don't really care about that stuff. Are you gonna bounce it to my hand? No. Aw, kinda like that. We'll get rid of the Lore Master. Or are we? I like attacking and doing lots of damage. You can have your 2. Sure. Like, this is just like a mutual agreement, a handshake. Yep, we will both draw cards. This is what will happen. Good talk. Hey, I got plenty of instants. We're basically playing Orzhov control, so. There's more bounce spells, so they might go for bouncing these flankers eventually. And then I can exile more of their graveyard. But if they care about their graveyard, I don't know why they're playing Impulse over Moment of Truth. Moment of Truth puts looks at top 3. So it's slightly worse in that regard, but also helps you fill your graveyard for your Haughty Djinns. You can also play like Jace with Haughty Djinn and self-mill yourself. To just to have a massive Djinn. Or if you like drawing lots of cards, what you can play is what do we think they have? Let's wait until their second main. Well, actually their end step. I don't think I care about the. I care more about the vigilant threat. Blocking up my Concealed flankers. They're vital to my pound face plan. They could bounce the pick block Prankster to their hand and then like cast it again if they really wanted to, but again, if we do this, we're not going to go over 7 cards, so might as well. Bounce a flanker. Bounce a flanker. No? Okay. This is like the silliest game ever. Pick block Prankster. Not with us. I mean, we have 2 removal spells, so on their turn we can try and blow up both their creatures and then like swing face. Oh, they finally hit a counterspell. Crazy. Or they can draw a second spell. They did not. They're gonna put something on the board. Look at the Djinn. Look at me. Our life total is actually going to matter from this point on, kind of. So we can just hold up by Ganjo permanently for the Jhin, if necessary. Negate. Sure. Ooh, Soul Surge. I like that. Alright. Gotta do a bit of thinking here. Ganjo is going to cost us 3. Soul Search will cost us 4. That's fine, yeah. Alright, what you got? What do you got? I mean, I could just counterspell and then we could choose to try and resolve something? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, alright? Though we could have Getaway Glamer to kill both of them. Getaway Glamer kill both of them because actually that would have cost 6 mana and they would just counterspelled. But we could bounce the Lore Master and then kill the Jhin with the Getaway Glamour. We can kill the Jhin on their turn. But we can also channel Ganjo. Ganjo is the more surefire way because it's a land and it's an ability. It means it can't be countered unless there's something that says like counter target ability. Creature spell. Fading Hope. They can Fading Hope their own Jhin back to their hand at this point, which is something I'm not a fan of. So, in order to make sure their Jhin dies for their crimes, we will go like this. Do we attack in? Or is that too much of a giveaway? We get rid of their Lore Master, which at this point I think we're happy to do. If they're willing to trade the Lore Master, they might not be willing to. Alright, get wrecked. Oh, it's easy out here. It's easy. I'm joking. I'm just having fun actually outplaying our opponents. Because I think that's pretty much an outplay. Though admittedly we just hit good cards. Yeah, take action. I like cards and I like lots of them. Ooh, can I activate one of these? Sick. We will now drain you on attack. You better find those Fading Hopes. You better find them. Because it's coming. I almost forgot about that. Nice. Okay, wow. That was a lot better than I was expecting. We didn't necessarily see like all of our cards in action, and we did lose one, but going 6-1 was not anywhere like I was thinking where we were gonna end up at the end of this. So I was like, it's very much designed for aggro. We'll probably have some pretty like stunning defeats against some other decks, but honestly, we held up pretty well against pretty much everything. What did we lose against? We lost against like mono black, and it had a fair amount of discard. So I think card draw is probably the biggest weakness of this deck. We're trying to play Kaya and have Kaya be able to be reanimated if necessary with Invasion of Tolvada, so that we can go ahead and use Kaya's draw 2 a bunch. We do have card draw in Pest Control, Sunset Revelry sometimes. But yeah, we just kind of grind our opponents to a pulp, it seems. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that stuff helps out a ton. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Hopefully I'll be able to convince myself to keep playing Standard. This deck was a ton of fun, and it felt like genuinely unique. So I'm kind of glad that that I made it, and it feels I'm proud of this deck is basically what I'm trying to say. Is yeah. Anyways, have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.